One Golden Summer by Clare Lydon and T.B. Markinson. Kirsty McBride, the 49-year-old co-owner of the Wine Time shop in the coastal Kent town of Sandy Cove, lived a quiet and steady life. Her world revolved around her business, her meddling but well-meaning mother, and her spirited business partner, Helena. This peaceful existence was poised for a dramatic shift. Meanwhile, in London, 32-year-old actress Saffron Oliver was buckling under the pressures of her immense fame. As the globally recognized star of the Girl Racer film franchise, she was exhausted by the relentless public eye, her overbearing agent, Pearl, and the hollow glamour of her life. Yearning for a taste of normalcy, Saffron impulsively booked a 2-month escape to a quiet seaside town, ignoring Pearl's furious objections and the script for Girl Racer 3. Their lives intersected in Sandy Cove. Saffron's sister, Ginger, who had recently moved to the town following her divorce, had struck up a friendship with Kirsty. An initial meeting at a local cafe was a disaster of awkwardness. Kirsty, completely starstruck, had just finished confessing to Ginger about her massive crush on the actress, including a fantasy about her famous biker leathers, when Ginger introduced them. Saffron, perpetually on guard against those seeking to exploit her fame, was immediately suspicious and defensive, creating a palpable tension between them. A professional obligation forced them together when Ginger hired Kirsty's party planning side business to orchestrate her divorce party. Saffron, feeling a lingering guilt for having missed her sister's wedding years prior, insisted on covering all the costs. This financial arrangement meant Kirsty and Saffron had to collaborate, forging a reluctant and fragile truce. A subsequent chance meeting on the high street began to dissolve Kirsty's initial impression of a self-absorbed celebrity. Saffron offered a sincere apology for her earlier prickliness, explaining the deep-seated distrust she harbored due to past betrayals. She expressed a simple desire to relax and be anonymous in Sandy Cove. Seeing a glimmer of the woman behind the movie star, Kirsty agreed to start over. Their newfound understanding was almost immediately jeopardized by Helena's over-the-top fangirling when they arrived at Wine Time, but Saffron handled the situation with unexpected grace, even arranging for Kirsty to personally deliver a case of wine to her rented home, the magnificent Beachcomber house. The wine delivery proved to be a turning point. At the house, Saffron seemed more relaxed, admitting to Kirsty her profound sense of alienation from her own life, a life where even her homes felt like sets decorated by others. She spoke of a deep yearning for simple, everyday pleasures. Moved by her vulnerability, Kirsty invited her for a walk along the seafront. They shared a local tradition, fresh oysters from a harbor stall, and Saffron's quiet act of kindness in buying an ice cream for a crying child further softened Kirsty's heart. Their bond strengthened during a kayaking trip. In the cozy confines of Kirsty's family beach hut, Saffron's comical struggle with a wetsuit revealed a playful, unguarded side. The easy intimacy continued at a barbecue at Kirsty's parents' home, where Saffron charmed everyone, seeming more like a friendly neighbor than the Hollywood icon. Yet, a magazine photo of Saffron with her co-star and rumored ex, Echo, Black, planted a seed of doubt in Kirsty's mind. Later, a quiet moonlit conversation on the promenade, where Saffron opened up about her difficult childhood, deepened their emotional connection. The party planning provided the backdrop for their developing romance. Kirsty learned from Ginger that Echo Black had once betrayed Saffron by leaking private photos for publicity. Ginger, seeing the genuine connection between them, encouraged Kirsty, believing she was the grounding, normal influence her famous sister desperately needed. The tentative friendship soon blossomed into undeniable attraction. A non-date for cocktails turned into a pivotal evening. An unexpected run-in with Kirsty's ex-wife, Anna, prompted a protective and possessive response from Saffron, making their just friends pretense impossible to sustain. Back at Saffron's house, the atmosphere was thick with unspoken emotions. Saffron shared her sketches, a long dormant passion, confessing that Kirsty had inspired her to rediscover that part of herself. The emotional walls crumbled, leading to a long-awaited, passionate kiss. However, the perfect moment was shattered by a text on Saffron's phone from Echo Black. "I miss my boo. Our bed is so empty without you." Feeling deceived, Kirsty left abruptly. Their fragile new beginning was immediately tested. Saffron was called to an urgent meeting in London with her agent and Echo. Before leaving, she and Kirsty shared an emotionally charged morning. Saffron confessed her deep unhappiness with her acting career and her desire to quit. Despite her own hurt, Kirsty was supportive, even suggesting Saffron could pursue her art in Sandy Cove. Saffron promised to return in time for Ginger's party, pleading for Kirsty's trust. While Saffron was away, Kirsty's world unraveled. A television report showed Saffron and Echo enjoying what appeared to be a romantic dinner, fueling media speculation about their reconciliation. Heartbroken, Kirsty felt she had been a fool. The situation escalated when Saffron stormed into Wine Time, accusing Kirsty of using her for publicity. A new promotional page on the shop's website featuring numerous photos of Saffron had gone live. Believing Kirsty had betrayed her, Saffron's trust was shattered. Kirsty, who had no knowledge of the webpage, was equally devastated by the accusation and the public display of Saffron with Echo. They had a bitter, explosive argument, each believing the worst of the other. The real perpetrator was Helena, whose well-intentioned but misguided marketing idea was accidentally published by her son, Anton. Consumed by guilt after a dramatic confrontation with Kirsty, Helena sought out Saffron to confess and absolve Kirsty of any blame. In London, Saffron had her own dramatic showdown. Realizing the business meeting was a publicity stunt orchestrated by Pearl and Echo, she finally stood up for herself. She quit the movie, fired her agent, and walked away from her acting career, determined to build a new life in Sandy Cove. Ginger's divorce party became the setting for their reunion. The air was thick with tension as they avoided each other until Ginger intervened, urging them not to throw away their chance at happiness. Armed with a rainbow-colored bat to smash a wedding ring-shaped piñata, they finally talked. In a raw and honest exchange, they cleared the air about the website and the staged dinner. Saffron announced her life-altering decisions. She was buying the beach house, adopting a dog, opening an art gallery, and, most importantly, she was staying for Kirsty. As the band played "Take a Chance on Me," they kissed, reconciling for all to see. Saffron later revealed her own peace offering. She had secretly repainted the faded Wine Time sign. A year later, their life together was a picture of happiness. Kirsty's business was flourishing. Saffron had seamlessly transitioned to her new life, running her gallery, engaging in local charity work, and exploring a future in filmmaking on her own terms. Their love was an easy, settled part of the Sandy Cove landscape. One afternoon, as they shared a kiss outside the wine shop, a passing fan yelled, "Girl Racer rocks!" Saffron smiled at Kirsty. She said, "That's a lie. Girl Racer sucks. You rock." Kirsty corrected her, "No, we rock." And as they embraced, it was clear that together, they truly did.